Hello and welcome to Ibby's Digital Nomad Stories, featuring real conversations with professionals who've cracked the code to sustainable nomadic lifestyles. These people aren't beach and Wi Fi chasers, they're building competitive advantages that traditional employment could never match. Global mobility, income diversification, and the freedom to capitalize on opportunities anywhere. I'm Ibi Malik, your favorite digital nomad consultant, and today I'm joined on the show by Yelena McElwain, someone who proved that early retirement is not a lottery win, it's a formula. She did FIRE, Financial Independence, Retire Early, and the maths of this philosophy is almost insultingly simple. Save 25 times your annual spending and then withdraw up to 4% a year while that portfolio keeps growing. Yelena just set her number, saved as much as she comfortably could, and then 10 years later, she hit the number. She wasn't even aiming for 10 years. She had a goal, not a time-based deadline. She hit it, and now she's financially free, diving shipwrecks and teaching meditation. And here's the twist. She spends less retired than she did while working. This is a masterclass application of the FIRE formula. When you treat freedom as a number rather than a fantasy, retiring decades early becomes a spreadsheet equation that you can actually solve. Let's hear it from someone who's done it. Here's Yelena. Do you want to just talk about FIRE? Do you want to talk about other stuff too? How long have you been a nomad?
6 years, almost.
That's a long time.
Yeah. 3 years full-time and 3 years half-time.
Wow. And the 3 years half-time came before the 3 years full-time, or they came after the 3 years full-time?
After the 3 years full-time.
Oh, so you went 3 years fully nomad, and then you went half-time nomad.
Yeah.
Therefore, you got a job?
No, I actually had a job when I was full-time nomad.
Oh, I understand now. Okay. So when you were full-time nomad, you had a full-time job. And then when you were half-time nomad, you didn't have a job. Or you did have a job.
I didn't. Yeah, those things kind of coincided, but they weren't, like, it wasn't a cause and effect. It was just, I quit my job when I was still a full-time nomad, but then I kind of got tired of traveling full-time. So I decided to spend half time at home.
Where did you go? Where did you visit?
To Denver.
No. When you were a nomad.
Oh. A lot of the common places.
Did you go to Bali?
Yes.
Oh, no.
But briefly.
Oh, no. You know, I'm getting concerned now. There's the whole French thing. There's the whole anti-camera. And now there's Bali.
Yeah.
How was Bali?
Bali was busy. But
did you go to a waterfall and do some special meditative yoga that turned you into a superhero?
No.
I've heard many things about this meditative yoga. Apparently there's one waterfall they all go to. Did you hear about it?
No. I didn't actually. Well, I did some yoga in Bali, but not anything weird. Surprisingly.
It's a good idea. Good idea. There's some weird people there.
I mean, it was a nice place, but yeah, very busy. Lots of nomads.
Okay, so there was Bali. There was Vietnam, you said?
Yeah.
What else?
I mean, there was probably 20 or 30 countries. Mexico, Colombia.
Wait, in 2 years? 3 years?
I guess I'm thinking of the whole 6 years. Yeah. Probably when I was full-time traveling, I probably averaged 10 to 12 countries a year. And
like a month in each?
Yeah, approximately.
As long as you ever spent in a place?
4 or 5 months.
Where? That's a long time.
Yeah, in Nicaragua.
Why do people go to Nicaragua? Even Miranda said she was in Nicaragua all the time.
I mean, I went to Little Corn Island and I did my dive master training there. So that was...
You're a dive master?
Yes. So that occupied me for about 3.5 months, and then I traveled around Nicaragua on the mainland for about a month.
Did you ever like dive on a shipwreck?
Yeah. Actually, in Sri Lanka most recently, I did a couple shipwrecks.
A couple of shipwrecks.
Also in the Philippines.
Like you go to a couple bars, I went to a couple shipwrecks.
Yeah.
Is that the way it goes? You know, there was also one lady that came on the podcast, Elle, and she was an underwater archaeologist.
Mm.
She was go down to the shipwrecks and investigate them.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm missing out on so many
I
things.
think so. I mean, that would be really fun to be an archaeologist underwater.
Would you ever
Maybe next life.
Ooh. Do you need a qualification to be an archaeologist?
Probably. Probably a PhD.
Do you need a qualification to become a philanthropist?
Unclear.
And are you now self-proclaimed retired?
Yes.
Mostly. Why? How? When? Where?
I mean, I found out about the idea of FIRE, financial independence, retire early, when I was about 25. I think probably starting...
How did you find out?
Yeah, I think starting with Tim Ferriss's 4 Hour Workweek.
Did you read it in Bali?
No.
Okay.
I was not yet traveling.
You were not yet traveling, okay.
Yeah, but that, I thought that was a really interesting idea. And then I read some blogs and other posts about it and just got interested. I was already saving, so I just continued kind of saving and trying to not be a big spender. And eventually I reached kind of that goal that I set out for myself, and didn't quit right away. Actually continued working for probably about 3 or 4 years. But my kind of projects started changing and not going in the way that I wanted, and so decided to quit.
So, at 25, were you on your first job? Or were you not started working yet? Or were you established in your career?
I was on my second job, and I was already, I would say, fairly established in my career.
Okay, so you'd been working for a bit.
Yeah, I started working right after college.
And what kind of work were you doing?
Data analysis.
Data analysis, okay. And did you go like a traditional data analysis path, like studying data or maths or something?
I studied economics.
Solid.
So data science didn't really exist as a field yet. So it was kind of a good time to start in data analysis work. And then it became bigger and bigger and bigger. And so, I was able to have quite a nice career.
Interesting. Okay. So you studied the economics. Then you went straight into data analysis.
Yeah.
And then you heard about this thing. FIRE.
Yeah.
What kind of impact did it have on you?
I think it just inspired me to kind of save what I was earning.
Did it?
Not become a big spender, not like buy a fancy car.
I'm trying to understand whether it was like a penny drop moment where the glass shatters and you're like, oh my God, this is a thing, or whether it was like oh yeah, that's the thing that people do. We'll just do that. That's what I'm trying to work out.
I think when I first learned about it, it wasn't like an earth-shattering thing.
Why?
Because I wasn't sure that I could do it. I wasn't sure that was for me. And the 4 Hour Workweek is more about starting your own business to reach FIRE. And so I wasn't really wanting to start my own business and do what Tim Ferriss did. But I think as I kept learning more about it and finding out the different pathways that you can actually use to achieve it, like even working a normal job, and just focusing on the kind of the saving versus the business creation aspect. I kind of began to realize that maybe this is something that I'm interested in.
Does Mr. Tim talk about FIRE in the 4 Hour Workweek?
Not directly. I think FIRE kind of came after, like at least the acronym. But he talks about, creating something where you don't have to work anymore. He focuses more on creating a business that would provide the passive income that you can only work literally 4 hours a week just to maintain it, but spend the rest on whatever you want.
How do you feel about passive income?
I like it.
Why?
Because then you can retire. I mean, I think your passive income can come from different sources like investments or a business. But yeah, once you can create something that generates it, then you don't have to be attached to your computer or your job. You can focus on your hobbies and your interests.
Interesting. There was a guest on the podcast who was talking about passive income. We had some interesting conversation about it because it wasn't just passive income from the sense that it's just money that comes in regularly, but he was basically talking about actively managed passive income. So like, for example, an online course will go out of date in a few months, years. So it is passive, but not infinitely passive. But then there's other things like real estate, ETFs, those kind of investments that could really be passive for a very extended period of time. And so when you mentioned the 4 Hour Workweek, that there was 2 parts, is one of the parts what I'm referring to as the actively managed passive income, and the other one is like fully passive, like the business versus investments? Is that the theory?
I think Tim Ferriss more focuses on maybe the somewhat actively passive, because it's like, at least at that point, his kind of idea was to start a business. So you are still actively managing it, at least somewhat. But I think eventually you can start moving some of that money into then completely passive investments like stocks and real estate.
Stocks and real estate. Let's go.
For example.
Yeah. I like stocks and real estate. I don't have any real estate. Never owned a house. I don't think I would. But, okay. So, you heard about this at 25. You thought, I'm not going to go down the business path. And so, did you immediately start down the other path of saving?
I think I was already on the path of saving. Like that
Why?
kind of...
Just good habits or what?
I think so, yeah. Like, just being frugal is just, I think, something that my parents taught me. And so I was, pretty good about kind of saving what I could, and not kind of living paycheck to paycheck. I kind of liked having that cushion in case something happens, or I guess eventually for retirement, even,
That's very financially wise.
Yeah.
Right from the beginning.
I think so. Like, I grew up in Russia until I was 10. And so, we never had a lot of money. I think there was always like this idea of like being ready for whatever comes. And I mean, a lot of things were possible in Russia in the 90s, like economic collapses and, political instabilities. So there was always this idea of like being prepared.
I totally forgot that you were part Russian.
Yeah.
Is that why your name is Yelena?
Yes.
You know, I was thinking, that doesn't sound like an American name at all. How long did it take you to actually save for this stuff? How long did it take you to get to a point where you had saved enough that you were able to consider, like, I'm sure, I don't know, was it like a specific target that you set yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. And how long did it take you to reach that target?
Um,
And when did you set the target?
I don't remember specifically when. I think when I started kind of researching it, and the target is based on your spending. It's essentially 20 times your monthly spending.
20 times your monthly spending.
And
What?
or
That must be 200 times your monthly
yeah,
spending.
I think 200 times.
That makes
So
sense.
it's like if you're spending, well, it's essentially the 4% rule.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if you're spending $40K a year, then you need about $1 million, because you can take out 4% per year and still leave enough in to account for inflation at like, and this is kind of assuming a pretty, like a growth rate of 6 to 7% in the stock market. So,
Which is historically a
Yeah.
very comfortable
right.
target, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say somebody was spending $40K a year, dollars. This is their total spending on rent plus food plus living plus everything, right? And it's 200 times that, because that's where we get the 4% from.
Well, so I think it's the monthly. So if it's 40 per year, then it's about 3K per month. But then
What's 3 times
600.
200? 600.
okay, I'll have to look. I think, yeah, not quite. We might have to.
We might have to do some
do
further
some
mathematics on this. Okay.
But the 4% rule.
That's valid.
Let's stick to that. Yeah.
Let's stick to that. I agree, because I've
Yeah.
heard of this 4% rule as well. Okay. So is it that you just, but what happens when your monthly expenditure goes up with inflation? Because your monthly expenditure is not going to be like, or let's take annual expenditure, right? So
Well,
there's-
that's why you're kind of leaving some money in. So like your portfolio is probably growing at 6-7%. So you're only taking out 4%. That leaves a little more in there. So you can kind of increase that, your overall portfolio goes up and your monthly income can go up by inflation too.
So let's say inflation is 2 or 3%, and
Yeah.
then you leave 2 or 3% in there, and then that goes up. All right.
Yeah. And these are like assumptions, of course.
Yeah.
So if the inflation is a lot higher for a long time, again, these are kind of averages. So if inflation is higher one year, but then a little lower next year, it's fine, as long as it's still averaging to kind of those 2 or 3%. If you think it's going to be a lot higher for your whole like retirement, then you might want to save a little more. But also, if your portfolio is going up more than 6 or 7 or 8%, like it has been in the last few years, like the stock market has generally gone up more than that, then you can also adjust. You might need less. Also, if you're investing in real estate, you might need less, because real estate works in a slightly different way than the
Because
stock
you
market.
can leverage and you can have
Yeah.
higher growth. So how long did it take to get from your
Yeah,
target?
I think it took about 10 years in my
10
particular
years.
case
Okay.
to reach my goal.
10 years. And were you on a abnormal salary or a normal salary?
I was making higher than normal.
You were making higher than normal. Okay. How? Why?
Because like I was in data science, and data science, one, it's already a technical field, so you can earn quite a bit because it is considered like a tech specialty, but also because there was a shortage of data scientists. Like data science exploded about 10 years ago or 15 years ago. And so a lot of companies wanted a data scientist or a data analyst, and they were paying probably more than a typical field.
Did you know that going into it?
No.
No.
I went into it just because I liked it. And that was a job that I found. I liked solving problems. I liked kind of some of the coding. I liked building the reports. And I enjoyed it. So I stuck with it. And then it kind of, exploded. And I was in the right place at the right time.
Oh my God. I love it. I love it.
So it was helpful, but I think anyone can do FIRE. I think it's more a matter of setting the goal and, creating that kind of saving potential. So spending less than you earn.
That's incredible. So 10 years. And the thing is, right, is that it has to be something defined and targeted. Like to explicitly have a goal and then save a dedicated amount to that goal. Were you like tracking it as a metric or something somewhere? Or were you just kind of like dropping some cash every now and then in a specific account?
I was tracking my total net worth, like my accounts. At the time, I was using Mint. I think there's now like Credit Karma or other apps that just connect to all your accounts and can show you your net worth. But I was essentially just saving as much as I could. My goal was not 10 years. I had a monetary goal, and then I was just, going to get there at some point. So I was just, saving as much as I comfortably could.
Interesting. Okay. What happened in the last year before you hit the goal? Did you get a feeling of, oh, there's an opportunity for me to retire? Or, oh, what will I do? What will I be known as? Or, oh, I'm so fucking excited. Or like, what was the feeling in that 1 year before?
So I didn't retire when I actually hit my goal, but I did start traveling. Because, I think at that point I was able to kind of focus, okay, like I really want to travel. I'm going to do this, even if it maybe like compromises my career eventually. But I was still able to work remotely, which was helpful. It kind of provided that cushion. I think emotionally, I don't know. I think I kind of felt doubt as well. Like I wasn't sure if it was going to work.
If it was enough?
Yeah. Like if it was enough, I also wasn't sure if my spending would change when I retired, because I thought, like if I have all this time, maybe I'll want to spend a lot more to entertain myself in the hours that I'm not working. But I actually found the opposite. Like I was able to spend less, and I'm able to spend less now that I'm retired. Just focusing on slower things, like slower travel path, like doing things that kind of take more time, like volunteering or yeah, like doing the dive master training, that's something that I would not have been able to do when I was working.
Are you underspending against the target that you set yourself to spend a year? Or are you hitting it?
I think I'm underspending slightly.
How does that feel?
Good. I think more, it provides like more security. The portfolio can grow, and then if there is, a year with more expenses, you're prepared for it again.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you feel special? Do you feel like a genius?
No. I feel like I am lucky to have kind of figured out that this is possible, that this is something that people do, and kind of read about how people do it. But I didn't invent this. Like, I just learned from others. And I think anyone can kind of follow a similar path just by educating yourself on kind of how to save, how to invest, how to earn more. Like all of these things help you kind of get to the end goal.
There's a lot of people that talk about retirement and they're like, oh, I don't know what I would do in my retirement. I don't know what I would do if they talk about retiring at 65 or something and then having a whole 30 years of life where they don't know what to do. How does that make you feel to be retired?
I think it's partially true. I think you have to have, goals and interests that you are already pursuing. Because when I first retired, like maybe a month or two in, there is kind of like an identity shift. Like I was like, oh, I'm no longer a data scientist. I'm not even a digital nomad because I'm not like
Digitally making money
anymore. Like, who am I? What am I? Like, what am I going to do with my life?
Only took 2 months to work it out.
Well, no, it took 2 months to kind of feel like I don't know who I am anymore. And that was a little scary. Like, I think there was both, yes, excitement, but also kind of fear and confusion. And I think it is important to kind of have those hobbies, interests, maybe even secondary, I don't know, jobs or tasks that you're working on to be able to shift kind of your energy from work into those paths. And from there, yeah, you can kind of build on it or discover new things.
So what are you doing with the time?
Travel, I would say, is the main thing.
Very good.
That was, always a passion. And so being able to do that without worrying about deadlines and meetings is really rewarding. But I'm also doing yoga and meditation. Like teaching meditation is a big passion of mine. So offering that to currently friends, but eventually growing it to kind of include potentially other travelers or digital nomads would be a really rewarding kind of path.
Is it something that you actively offer to digital nomads?
I currently have one weekly class that is free to attend, and it's digital nomads or really anyone can join. I think it's important for digital nomads because it just kind of helps kind of relieve some of that energy that I feel like is very, I don't know, unbound because we're traveling so much, because we're kind of constantly moving around. I think like meditation would really help me kind of, okay, like I've arrived here to kind of feel at home anywhere.
Why is it the nomad community that you're connected to? Is it? Or is it just how I'm seeing you now? Like when you're normally traveling, are you connected to the digital nomad community?
Sometimes. I mean, here, yes, but I also travel a lot by myself, and I'll just solo travel, explore on my own. So yeah, it varies. I like to mix it up.
And now I've got a theory. The theory is that you only start living when you're 20 and you kind of stop living when you're 80.
Okay.
The theory is the first 20 years and the last 20 years of your life are kind of like write-offs on both of their ends, for me at least. The first 20 years of my life, I was kind of like just going with the flow, doing what people told me. I wasn't really making my own decisions. And I also think that in the last 20 years of my life, I'm probably, if I'm still around, I guess, going to be just going with the flow, not really making my own decisions or anything, because I'll be old and gray.
This is like 80 to 100?
Yeah.
Okay.
80 to 100. Yeah. So I reckon between 20 and 80 is those 60 years that you're really living, right? Now, you're probably, a third or so of the way through that? And you've got 2/3 or so of it left? Like,
Yeah.
How does that feel? What are you going to do with that? You've got some of the most incredible years of your life ahead of you, right? And you're financially free and you've got time to do things. What are you going to do with it? How excited are you?
Yeah, I think it's very exciting. I think partially I ask myself that as well. What am I going to do when I grow up? And it's not always clear, but I think following these two passions is kind of the path, like yoga and meditation and traveling. Those are the things that I enjoy most, and that's what I want to continue doing. And, and spending time with friends and family, and new friends and new family, digital nomad family.
Oh, yeah. We're actually at time, but I really appreciate that. And I never knew what fire was until I spoke to you. You could almost even say that you sparked a fire inside me.